Some people are going to get angry at this one. There's just no other way to say this, and I know someone's going to go down in the comments and they're going to try and rationalize why this happens, why you're supposed to do this. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand why people go to nude figure drawings. I don't understand that. It baffles me. I don't get what that's supposed to do for you. I've never attended one of those, and I never plan on it. Why is this even a thing? I mean, listen, I understand you like to draw the contours of the body, the human body is a beautiful thing, and the whole thing. I understand all that. There's no reason why they can't wear a bodysuit. You can still see all the curves. They can wear at least underwear. Just cover yourself a little bit. You can't tell me that I'm not an artist unless I know how to draw pubic hair. And if you're trying to draw people the way that they look, then you draw them with clothes on, because that's how 99.9999% of the people that you will ever see, that's how they look. And people say, oh, you have to understand the way the body is shaped so that you can understand how the clothes lay on it. No, you don't. If you look at someone with clothes on, you can draw that from sight. Just like you would, you don't take a plant or something and strip away all the leaves and say, oh, I want to draw the plant without the leaves. You don't do that. And don't tell me, oh, when you're looking at it like an artist, you don't even notice that. Yes, you do. You notice because you're drawing the genitals right on the paper. You notice that. Look, I'm just saying, call it what it is. I don't care. Do whatever you're going to do. But just call it what it is. When I look at drawing figures, I want to draw, I want to study how the clothes move on the body. Because some of that is very interesting to me. And where the little creases are and the folds are. In the clothes, not the skin. This video could get very dark. I'm not going to do any more of that. I'm going to draw my own figure. And you'll see how to do this the right way. It's going to look like a real person, or it probably won't. Don't worry about that. It's the same thing. Alright, let's get into it. Fully clothed. Now, before I get too far into this, I just want to let you know that I wanted to do this fountain pen thing, and I wanted to talk about fountain pens, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about fountain pens in another video a little bit more. If you are curious about fountain pens at all, there is a mastermind of fountain pens. His name is Eugene Borkin. And he has his own channel. I'm going to put that in the link below. He even makes some of his own fountain pens, and I'd like to talk to him about that one time and just see just his ideas on how he does things and what he's doing. But I just want you to go over there because he'll talk about the pen and how the nib is and how it's set, and he tunes them himself, and he just talks about, oh, this is the barrel shape because of this, and this is why they did this, and here you can see this little speck here, that's because this happened, and he just knows so much about them. He's a very knowledgeable individual, and if you like fountain pens, you go, and he draws with them. So, and I really love his art. I really do. The scribble art that he does is basically kind of just free flow. Sometimes he has no idea. He just does like a spontaneous or an automatic drawing, and then once he sees a little area that he wants to develop, he gets the idea, he just snaps into doodle mode and just develops it how he wants to into a drawing. And I'm a very big fan of his art. As a matter of fact, he has a portfolio on the website, so if you go to the website, you can look him up, Eugene. And I love to listen to him talk about things like that. So if you're into fountain pens, go check him out. I'll do another video about fountain pens that'll not be anything like what he does. So, okay, so this is going to be an interesting one because you're going to have to hang around for a while. You're not going to see a person, a figure right away. You have to wait till the end of the drawing, and then you see the figure emerge. It's really just like a bust. It's like from the shoulders up is all it is. It's not really the whole figure, but it's still a person. And this was inspired by something that I just saw recently. And if you don't know, and you probably don't know because I didn't tell you, there was a short time where there was a couple of days where I didn't answer any comments on YouTube. I didn't answer any emails that you guys were sending me, and it's because I was out of range of any kind of cell service or Wi-Fi or anything, and that's because for our 25th wedding anniversary, we went on a little cruise, and The cruise was supposed to go to the Bahamas. That's where we were supposed, not the Bahamas. It was supposed to go to Bermuda. We've been planning this for 4 years. We've been saving up. This is what we were going to do, go on a cruise to Bermuda. And what actually ended up happening is a hurricane came through and we couldn't get there. They rerouted us to the Bahamas, which I never wanted to go to. And I'm not saying that it's a terrible place, but it's a terrible place. The thing is, the nicest part about the Bahamas is when you get off the ship right away, there's a little area where you can do some shopping and go to some of the local shops. And that's what this is inspired by. Some of the artwork and things that I saw there. And I figured I was going to... This is not based on a picture or anything like that. This is just all from memory. So it looks a little different. But you'll see, it's a person. Don't worry about that. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit about this trip. So we get on the boat and everything looks good, and we actually got like I said, we've been saving up for a while for this. We got like a mini suite, so we had a balcony there, and we were able to get on board first without waiting on the lines, and never do it any other way ever again, because you just look at these long lines of people and you go on the other line where there's no one, and you can just go right up, go right through, get on the ship. It's wonderful. You're first one off the ship at the end of the cruise, a wonderful thing. And so anyway, it's a very nice thing. They put little, the stuffed animals not stuffed animals, they're towels that they fold into animals that they put on your bed every night. I'll show you some pictures at the end of this thing. We'll get some of those on there so you can just see it a little bit, but I won't put them up now and take away from this wonderful figure drawing that I'm doing here. Anyway, we were towards the front of the ship, and right underneath us must have been one of those stabilizers. And if you've never been on a ship before, the ship starts to tilt a little bit. The stabilizer kicks in and kind of slams to the side, and it makes a little bit of a noise. It like bangs a little bit. That's okay. Don't worry about that. It's not a problem. But it was loud in the room, and so it was fine. I'm not complaining about it. And all of these things that I'm saying, I know that these are first world problems, but I'm going to complain about it because after all, it doesn't matter if there are other people in parts of the world that have never experienced that. When you experience it and you have high expectations and those expectations are not met, you kind of still complain about it, even though it's being very short-sighted in the long run of things. I'm going to do that on this video. So then let me say this other thing here is that it was a really good time. We had a wonderful time. I am not a drinker. I do not drink much at all. The only place I really drink is at a piano bar, which I maybe go to a couple times a year. That's really the only drinks that I ever take. But when I do, I like tequila. That's my drink. And so we would go to the piano bar that was on the cruise ship every night. And that was my favorite thing. We made friends with the pianist that was there. And he was fully clothed. Everyone on the ship was fully clothed. And so he would play a lot of different songs, and we would all sing and have a great time. And even the one night, the last night, he was a little bit looser. It was the last time he was going to be doing this tour. He was actually changing company ships. Like, he wasn't going to be with Carnival anymore. He was going over to Royal, so he said, he's just loosened up and he just did whatever. And it was a fun time, and I got had a couple, at least 3 or 4, and it was doubles and triples, and it was good stuff, but I was just having a good time. Then I decided I was going to draw him a little picture for his last night, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done. I'll show you, because this is a figure drawing too. So, and he was fully clothed with the figure drawing, so I'm going to pop that up on the page now so you can see that page. It's not a page. I'm going to pop it up on the video. Keep in mind, I was not seeing, the other side of the bar looked fuzzy, is what I'm saying. So anyway, he laughed, he enjoyed it, stuck in his pocket. He said he has a couple other people who did little things like that for him, and just not like that, but just little like signs or something that they would draw for good luck or whatever on the next cruise or his next gig, whatever he's doing. And anyway, the point was that we had a blast at this place, and it was probably from 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night until about 2 in the morning. That's where we were. It was just a fun time, just having fun, and it was a great time. We actually planned our nights around that piano bar because of how much fun we had there. Now, the food was also amazing. If you've ever go on a cruise, or if you've ever been on a cruise, the food is amazing. If you leave hungry, it's your fault. That's what they always say. And they're right. It's just amazing. There was even this little Italian place on there that we went to that just served some beautiful food, some authentic food. See, here's the thing about a cruise ship. No one on the cruise ship really works in America. They're just from all over the world. I think it said something like 80 different nations. That's the staff. They were from 80 different nations. And natively, I don't mean like they live in the U.S., but they say that they're from Mexico, or they say that they're from South Africa. I mean, they were from South Africa and came on the ship is what happened. So there were people from all over the place. We talked to a ton of people. It was a very interesting time. We had a great bunch of conversations. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's talkative. It was a wonderful time. They sit you near people. The main dining room is a little weird. You have to be in the mood to be around people because the tables are a little close and they sometimes sit you near people. So you want to make sure that you're going to be friendly during that time. If you're in a bad mood, you don't want to be there, it's probably not the best to go to the dining room. But the main dining room is very nice. The food is amazing. They serve an appetizer and then a main course, and you can get as many of anything as you want. You can get all the appetizers and all the main courses and whatever. They'll give you everything. So I think after your third or fourth entree, they might charge you like $2 or something. But of course, not going to eat that much because really just having the appetizer and the main course and the dessert and you're stuffed. It's just because there's food all over the place. Everywhere you go, there's food somewhere. All the ice cream you can eat from the free machines that are everywhere all over the ship. We're not ones to do the whole let's go do the deck party thing. Like, we don't do that. We don't do that kind of stuff. So we were enjoying the ship. We had a little bit of some of our family was generous enough to send us some money to our room, it was a surprise, wonderful surprise there. And so we were able to do some extra things like go to the spa a little bit. We didn't get a massage there or anything like that because those are really pricey. We probably should next time. But we had this relaxation place where you can go any time of day from 8 in the morning till 8 p.m. And you can just go there, and they have these heated stone seats that you can sit in, and they have like a sauna, and they have a hot whirlpool and that kind of stuff. And you can go there anytime you want, just go do whatever you're doing. And for the most part, very peaceful. It has the fragrance in the air and everything's relaxing, and it's a wonderful thing there. I did do some photography when we got to the island. That's about the only time I did. It was nice, but we didn't go around the island. And let me tell you why. Because it's the Bahamas. It tells you right online when you look up what's there to do in the Bahamas, and they say be vigilant because there's crime in the Bahamas. There's a lot of it. Now, we were in Freeport, so there was a little area right in front of us to look at some shops and things like that. Pretty open span of places, but you have to go like a half hour to the other side of the island for actually all the tourist attractions. For some reason, they have this thing where you can swim with pigs. I don't understand that. I don't even like to swim with fish. Why would I want to swim with a pig? But anyway, they have that. They have the glass bottom boats and the whole thing that they do at every island. But we don't do any of those things usually. We just like to go at our own pace and just do something real close to the boat and then go back to the boat. Now, in Bermuda, we were going to when you first dock, we were going to take the ferry across, go walk around there's a little ferry across like the little inlet there, and then you have all the shops there, and then make our way back on the public transportation as we come through and hit the pink sand beach and do all that kind of stuff. But that would have been at our own pace also, and it's much, much safer of an area to wander around in as a tourist. You just don't go down the back roads at night, which we wouldn't have been anyway. The ship was gone at night, so it was just been the tour. Anyway, that's for another day. We have to plan that. That's a separate trip now that we have to do another 4 years. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, It's something I highly recommend. If you want to take a vacation and you can afford to take a family vacation, try a cruise ship. It's just nice to have everything there, everything included. They have all the shows. We went to comedy shows. They were hysterical. We went to a clean one and the guy was joking with the kids. It was hysterical. It was very funny. And then we also went to the adult show and it was still very tasteful. It wasn't trashy like comedy. I'm not into trashy comedy. I like funny comedy. I don't care if there's cursing in it. I just want it to be funny, not trashy. And he was very funny and not trashy at all. So I had a great trip. Everything was wonderful. And then I got back and I turned on my phone off airplane mode and it just blew up. I tried to answer as many of you as I possibly could with comments and emails and things like that, caught up with everything. But really, it was just a fun time. I look forward to the next time we can do something like that. It'll be a long time, but I do look forward to it. Once I did go on a family cruise, and that's always fun to do too. If you can go with a larger group of people and meet up for meals or little events you want to do, and everybody can still go their own way. You just, yeah, let's just meet up for this thing here at this time, and then we'll just go our own way and do whatever we're doing. But if you meet somewhere and just hang out and talk a little bit, at least you have someone to talk with and hang out with. Of course, my wife and I, we had each other to talk to and walk around, and that's basically all I do anyway, is I talk to my wife, and that's just about it. And I talk to you, but you're not here, so you can't feed back a little. You feed back after I post this. So I'll record this, and then in 2 weeks, I'll hear your end of it. Probably yelling at me about having the nude figure drawing is a real thing or something like that. Alright, before I get into any of these pictures, thumb up the video if you think that this figure drawing is just as good as every other figure drawing that you've ever seen in any nude place. And it's better to have clothes on, and that's just how people should be looking at you, and not have, I don't understand these, and sometimes you have, it's not even, I mean, I don't know, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into all that and get sucked into the drama, but what I'm saying is, this is just, you can have a person, any person wearing any clothes, as long as they're covering themselves, walk into any room, and you can draw just as much of a figure drawing, just as much as they're posing. And I think it's more interesting the way the clothes lay on the body rather than just having the body just how it is. It's just a single straight line. Instead, you have the clothes as a texture there and things like that. So it's just, it goes right into with my drawings. I like all the extra texture and things like that. So anyway, well, let's get looking at some of these pictures. Alright, so here are some of this is the sign where you dock, and I was taking a picture of them taking a picture. And then, of course, you see some of the shops right behind that sign. There's not really a whole lot. Then this is the other side of the shops, further down the other side. Now, that's not our cruise ship because I'm on our cruise ship taking the picture. So that's just one that was in the dock as well. And then the other side of the boat, or the other side that you're looking at, is just nothing. It's just a little sandbar. There's a couple of homes on the other side. There's not really anything to look at on this side of the island. It's just mostly industrial. If I were to take more pictures around, you'd just see giant silos everywhere. But I mean, look, this is the room that we had, which is beautiful and big. And right where I'm standing, if you look off to the right, well, you can't see it, but into the right there was a little dressing area, and then there was the bathroom was inside that. So it was a pretty spacious room, which is very nice inside of a ship. If you have a chance to get that extra room, please get it because it's worth it. And then these are the little animals. They left us on our bed all nice and tidied, and had a great room manager, and he did everything, anything we needed, he'd get it for us. A great guy. His name was Nur. And then this, what am I going to complain about when this is what I'm looking at for 4 nights? It was just a wonderful experience to go out and sit on the deck there, the little balcony, and just listen to the water and just cruise along. It's just a beautiful time and a wonderful thing. If you would like to join our community, go to illustrationsbypete.com. You can come in, you can put your own artwork on the site and promote it. You can find some inspiration in the free reference photos. You can just use them however you want in your artwork. You do not need to credit me. Or you can come into the forums and talk to some people and maybe give some advice and maybe find a little bit of information that helps you. So come check us out. Alright, that's about it for me. I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.